We've not done a dry run
No
on this
scripting.
conversation. So.
Yes.
To me, every time I hear it come up, I get excited with opportunity. Because you know that there's a lot of conversations going on out there with agents and brokerages coming from fear, right? Are things going to change for buyers agents as we transition into this next phase? Probably. As a listing agent, will there be more and more responsibility as we navigate through this? Yeah, I think there will be. So here's what I don't think ever is going to change in this business. Sellers and buyers are going to want to hire and work with true professionals out there in the marketplace that are there actively helping them get from point A to point B. I don't think that part's ever going to change, and I think the strong, really good brokerages and agents out there are going to get stronger. And I think that there will be a lot of people that leave the industry because of fear. Again, creating more opportunity for those agents and brokerages that are doing the right things to do even better, to help the community and our clients.
Yeah, I feel like we've always been listing focused as a brokerage, and we do a very large amount of buy-side transactions because we do have a lot of new agents, and we're always training our agents to control the market by being a listing agent. That's the number one thing you can do to control your destiny if you're going to stay in the world of real estate, is by listing houses. As a buyer's agent, you're going to really have to prove your value to somebody if the sell side of the transaction is not offering a commission, because now that buyer's going to have to come out of pocket to pay for your services. Do I think that there's value in being a buyer's agent? 100%. Is it 3% of the price? Sometimes. Is it less than that? Could be. So we're going to see what really happens. But Danny, I'm sure the conversations you have, you're still encouraging sellers to offer a commission to a buyer's agent, are you not?
Yeah, I mean, there haven't been any changes in normal rates that I've been experiencing with clients. The conversations that we're having are really just clarifying questions on where we're at today and where it's expected to go over the next several months.
Right.
Locally and on a national level. Luckily, we're very close to what's happening locally here, right? And you're on the board,
Yep.
right? So we'll be very, very close to the decisions as they're happening to make the overall business and profession better. I don't think any of this is bad.
Yeah, the biggest change that we're going to see, and this might not even sound like a big change to people that aren't in the industry, is that on the MLS, we can no longer advertise the seller is paying a buy-side commission. It doesn't mean it can't be done, it just can't be advertised to the MLS.
And that's not today, right? That's something
That's
that's
not
coming.
today.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's tomorrow, right?
Yes, it is in the future.
In the next few months, we're going to
Right.
start seeing those changes hit the contracts and
Right.
the MLS.
But as an agent, I think, we get paid to advocate for our clients and to negotiate on their behalf. I don't think that's ever going to change.
Right.
Whether you're representing a buyer or a seller.
Right.
There's value there.
There's been some really great content put out there by real estate professionals, and then there's been some just really bad content put out there from real estate professionals on this topic, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Same with the media outlets. Really good and really bad and everywhere in between.
Yeah.
We'll probably see a lot of that as this shakes out, I would think. Don't you?
Yeah, it's just like any crisis, right?
It's like the rates, dude.
Yeah, it's like rates, it's like the sky is falling, it's like COVID, whatever crisis you want to talk about, it's always, the chatter is so scary. Then there's reality, and then there's the new reality. And we're in that sky is falling phase still, I feel like, from a lot of people.
Yeah. Think about when the markets were crumbling, though, too. Like, let's go back to, when did we see going back to equities, like stocks? When we saw the big drops happening where the Dow was just plummeting.
Like in 09, 08, 09?
No, the last time
the
we were
last
seeing
one.
this, the stops put in place because we were dropping a couple
Right.
thousand points back-to-back days. That time, the sky was literally falling. Guess what happened?
We're back.
We hit new highs again.
Right.
Right? Just like every cycle of business.
Right. Everything's a
goes
cycle.
high, goes low, it's the middle, everything's going to happen, and that's what's going to happen here.
It's a knee jerk, right? Watch out for the knee jerk reactions.
Now, it'll be interesting to see the future of NAR, the National Association of Realtors, and how the realtors that have been required to be a part of NAR, to be a realtor, you have to be a member of NAR, the National Association of Realtors. There may be a change in titles that many real estate sales
Right.
people use moving forward.
We
right?
we might not be realtors, we might be real estate agents.
There may be a choice.
We're already real estate agents, but we add that designation of realtor because we're part of NAR, like you said. But if we aren't required to be part of NAR, would we? I don't know. That's a decision we'll have to make. But right now, it's not an option for us.
Because the MLS requires all brokerages to be a part of a local board. The local board requires you to be a part of NAR.
Right.
And it's a true monopoly with no choice. Correct? Do I have the right interpretation on that?
If you want access to the MLS, typically you have to belong to a board, and that board requires you to be part of NAR.
And you say typically. In our Metro Detroit market,
I have heard
required,
of some
correct?
there are some random MLSs out there that don't require it, but they're very few and far between. And I don't know that we have any that we could join or be part of
right.
without having to be a realtor.
There's two that serve Macomb and Oakland County and Greater
Yep.
Metro Detroit.
Yep.
From what I am aware, those two require NAR membership as of today.
Correct. Yes.
A chance in the future that could change just due to
I
changing
think
market
so.
conditions.
Yeah.
Right?
I think like if you look at the settlement and what the Department of Justice wants, I think they want that to go away.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that there'll be some changes on a structural level from the associations and the MLSs.
And what I see is just new startup opportunities for individuals out there there's going to be new companies probably developed. Just overall, it's a new shakeup entirely, very disruptive to the real estate industry that, at least for my lifetime being around it, my whole family, it hasn't changed other than like you used to have glue pictures onto the MLS printed ticket.
Right.
Now you print it and it's all digital. Like the business hasn't changed. Yeah, signatures, you don't have to drive hours back and forth. It's all with the click of a button. But
Right.
we haven't seen real shakeup in
Would
list
you
side, buy
consider
side.
this a real shakeup?
We'll see, right? Well, buyer agency didn't exist
Right.
back, until what was the 90s, I want to say, came into
Right.
play somewhere.
That
It
was
was
the
always
back-
just you represented a seller, period. Then, I don't have the dates in front of me, so I'm not going to even try and quote them, but buyer agency came into play. So you could represent a seller, and then the other agent could represent a buyer.
The dual agency.
Right, and then dual agency, which,
Yeah.
it confuses a lot of people because it can be complicated. This whole thing comes down to transparency with the consumer, so they know truly what they've signed up for, who's getting compensated what, and how the whole transaction's going
Right.
to shake up.
So what if you were if you were somebody that was, we'll do it both ways, looking to sell a house right now, Danny, what advice would you give them based on the changes?
List your house now because inventory is really light right now. Every listing appointment I've been on this week has been a very similar story. Little to no actives in their very tight market.
Right.
And strong pending and closed data, which as a seller you can't ask for anything better than
So-
no active competition.
We'll just role play as someone selling my house. Am I going to get a break on commissions? What should we do differently with commissions given this change I've heard about?
Here's the thing, Tom. Commissions have always been negotiable. They've always been negotiable. Let's look at the market and see what commissions are being offered out, especially to buyer's agents right now, while it's still transparent. Let's see what's being offered out on the buy side. If you look at the active, pending, and closed in your market, you'll be able to see what's being offered out on each and every listing right there.
Okay.
That gives you a baseline for what the competition's doing.
So you think that my competition's also going to still be offering out?
I haven't seen any changes there.
Okay.
Every
Alright.
listing that I'm pulling,
Switch
there's
gears.
commission in play, right?
Now I'm a buyer and you're a buyer's agent, which I
Well-
know is hard for you.
Well, let me pause. Let's go back to still being seller,
Sure.
right? So that's the buy side. Then there's the list side, right? That's what you hire us to do.
Mm-hmm.
As your listing agent, I want to go all out for you. Erica, who's recording this video right now, her and her marketing team and our admin team and everyone in between, there's overhead associated with giving you a very strong experience to earn your future referrals. We get paid in the form of commission, right? So this is how our structure is set up here to list your home, negotiate best on your behalf, and ultimately net you as much money as possible.
Right.
My recommendation is right here on the seller's net out. And it's gonna go line by line. I'm gonna talk to you about that at your table and answer any questions that you have.
Okay.
Nothing's changed there.
Got it. And you're gonna recommend that we pay the buyer's agent or offer a 3% commission?
I'm going to recommend you offer out that commission
Okay,
because you want the most eyeballs on your property. You want other agents.
right.
4 to 5 deals are coming from another brokerage. We don't want to just cut that
That's
off.
right. It's true.
You could just work with agents here, but that's not going to net you the most amount of money in most cases.
Right.
Even if we have an offer that comes in here, it's nice to have offers from other brokerages too. Because let's have the strongest overall buyer bid on
So
the home.
as a seller, if I don't offer those commissions out, I'm really hurting the marketability of my home, is what you're telling me.
You're limiting your exposure.
Limiting my exposure, okay. I don't wanna do that.
You don't want to limit your exposure.
How so, Danny? Can you explain that a little more? Like, how are you limiting it?
It's just like choosing not to put a sign in, right? It's just like saying you'd only do showings 3 days a week for 2-hour blocks while everyone's at work. It's like doing showings literally from Tuesdays and Thursdays from 2 to 4 only. That's
Right.
a terrible decision.
Just wanted to elaborate on that
Yeah.
because I want our sellers out there to know that it's not because, it's not because we want to, we obviously want to get the most amount of money for them, right? And in doing so, that's how we can do that because we're going to get more people in to see their home, more eyes on the property.
Yeah. Let's
So-
go to the buyer now.
Yeah, let's go to a buyer. So Danny, I'm a first-time home buyer. I don't have a lot of money. I love this Mishta program because it's gonna give me down payment assistance. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I don't have a lot of money to pay a buyer's agent. But I need help.
Sure.
I need someone to show me houses. I need someone to take care of me on, the negotiations. So
Sure.
what do I do?
I got you.
Okay.
Don't worry about this.
All right.
Talk to your lender.
Okay.
Get your pre-approval. Did you do that already?
Already done. Yep.
Good. Did you identify homes you want to go see yet?
I've got 3 right now.
Perfect. I would like those addresses. Let me reach out to the agents. We'll get showings scheduled. What day is best to go look at them?
Tomorrow.
Perfect. Let's
Yeah.
go look at them tomorrow. Before
Okay.
we go look at them, just like always, we're going to see if there's offers. Going to reach out to the other agent, the listing agent. Make sure we're in rapport and just understanding seller motivation, what we'd have to do to make a deal here, and I'll take it from there.
Oh, so I might not have to pay those commissions?
I'm sure not asking you to pay any commissions right now.
Okay.
No.
That's what I was worried about.
No. Unless there's something that comes across my desk that says, which I don't have a desk, but if I had a desk, right, it would come across saying, this is how it has to happen now. I haven't seen anything that says
Right.
sellers can't pay the commission still.
Right. No, there isn't anything from
Okay,
what I
so
understand.
no, you keep being a buyer.
Okay.
Let's get you into that first home,
Okay.
and let's go look at them tomorrow. Can we do it today? Because if you wait till tomorrow, there's a higher likelihood
Let's
that
do
you're gonna have
today.
multiple offers.
Let's
if we
do
go
today.
tomorrow than today, right?
Let's do
Let's
today.
play odds and probability. If
Okay.
you wait, competition could be higher than it is today.
Right.
Just like as a seller, if you want to wait till May and June, because you hear people wait till May and June, you're following the herd and the masses, and you're going to list just like everybody else. If you go against the grain, you can find opportunity, such as doing things right now. Just as the inventory is starting to pick up, right? It's lighter inventory than we've seen, but on a day like today, I know we have 5 listings going in.
Got it.
That's great. That's a great pulse. We can keep that momentum going. It sets up a really, really good year.
So as a buyer, I can still do this without a lot of money out of pocket. Because that
Nothing
was my
changes.
concern. Okay.
Nothing. I mean,
That's all I
people are
cared
going to
about.
try and make it change, and you can talk to
Right.
people that are going to tell you, yes, it has to change, and you have to go pay it.
Right.
I'm not asking you to do that. I'd love to work with you.
Great.
And yes, there are contracts that protect everybody involved as a buyer in our relationship. Yes, there's always been exclusive buyer agency and agency disclosure and dual agency and all these different types of agency. They're to protect you. They're also to protect sellers and brokerages and everybody in between, just so you know who's representing who,
Okay.
whose roles and just roles and responsibilities, the whole thing. I don't think any of that's changed. I do believe that we'll see some documents change for the good.
So
And
just
business as usual.
given that you're representing me, if we run into a house where it's got a lot of offers and we want to put our best foot forward and they truly don't want to pay a buyer's commission, you're going to give me a break on that?
I believe in the law of averages and everything's going to play out. And if I continue to do my best to help serve my clients in the community and our brokerage and our agents, everything's going to work out just fine.
Well, that's good to hear.
There's a lot of hypotheticals out there.
Right.
Not worried about those.
Okay.
I can control getting you into those houses today.
Yeah, well, let's do that.